Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coding Corner live Q&A. My name is Kristen Robinson, and I have with me Rebecca Brules. We are the co-owners and educators for the Coding Corner Medical Coding Education, LLC. And today's presentation is going to be on information about our new programs, and it was going to be an open forum for questions. If we have anyone join, we will open it up for others to join in and ask any questions that they may have. This will also be posted to all of our social media platforms once we have completed the live session. Hello, Diane. Great to see you here. We are just beginning, so I'm so glad to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm very glad to be with you.
Good
Yes,
morning.
ma'am. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Just as the disclaimer, Diane, we are recording today's session. It will be uploaded to YouTube, just as a disclaimer for your information. So this is just our flyer for today's presentation, but the main focus here is that if you have additional questions after the session, you can email us at our Gmail, or you can go to our website for more information on these programs. And we also have a QR code that is live. You can scan that with the camera on your phone and go straight to our website, and you can look at all the services that we currently offer, and then we have some services that are coming soon. Okay, so we established the Coding Corner in January of this year, so we are just getting started, but we have both been in this business for a combined 28 years of experience between the two of us. So we come prepared with a lot of knowledge and a lot of education in the coding world. So we want to share that with all of the students, and we are really looking forward to creating a great atmosphere for our students to learn and go on to be amazing in this field. So some of our programs that we are offering currently, and Becca will be talking about our pricing and some upcoming services that we also are looking into. So the main purpose for today's presentation is our CPC courses that we are offering. So our live courses are already available to attend. These are a weekly live session where Rebecca will be teaching the material either one-on-one or by group, depending on how many students have signed up for that particular day and time. This 20-week class offers a complete in-depth look at anatomy and physiology and does not require a pre-anatomy and physiology class, as we will be teaching it as part of the 20-week session. It does include the complete CPC course. So you are getting the entire course just like you would get through AAPC. We teach our course with the Elsevier Bucks step-by-step program. So it includes a manual and the word just left my mind.
The workbook.
Workbook. Thank you, Rebecca. A workbook, but we also offer a online atmosphere program where you can do your sessions and your assignments virtually. So it's not just the paper books, you're also getting that virtual learning experience as well. And we will have weekly assignments that are due. So if you're attending the live sessions, you will meet with Rebecca once a week for her to teach you live. You will do your weekly course assignments, and then you will meet back up with Rebecca for a weekly one-on-one coaching session. And this is what really sets our program apart from other CPC programs. This is not an as needed coaching session unless you choose to not sign up for the weekly session, but you're paying for the weekly coaching session to be included. So what this means is that you get that live teaching, you do your weekly assignments, and you get to meet with Rebecca to ask any questions you have, to clarify anything you don't understand, to get additional examples, or to go through, especially once you get into the coding cases for CPT and ICD-10 and HCPCS, to walk through those examples to give you a greater understanding of what you're doing. I did see a chat. Good morning, everybody. So I just want to make sure, thank you, Rebecca, for adding that. Thank you. I believe it's, is it Jeannie? I don't want to pronounce your name incorrectly, but welcome to today's session covering the programs we have offered with the Coding Corner. So to get back into it, so this includes your weekly coaching session. This is a one-on-one coaching session, so you don't have to worry about multiple people being on there and taking up your time and overtaking what you need from that session. This is a one-on-one session where you get to get your questions answered. Now, I do want to clarify that the weekly coaching session is not the same thing as the teaching session. The teaching session is where you're sitting there in a teaching atmosphere and you are being taught and you're learning from that. The coaching session is truly meant for you to bring the questions that you don't understand about that particular chapter or assignment for that week. So if you need additional clarification on an anatomy term, or you don't understand how two codes bundle together, or excludes notes, or whatever the case may be, that's when you're going to utilize that coaching session to clarify any of those questions. You're welcome. I'm so glad to have you. So, the 20-week class also offers an additional benefit. So we offer a book prep and resume ready addition to the 20-week class. So now our book prep is not a completed book prep that we just provide you and you do on your own. This is actually a session where we walk through how to appropriately tab your books, what are the best ways to mark up your books, highlight, make your notes, etc. We have found in our experience that it is much better to mark up your books on how you learn and not how, say, I or Rebecca learn. So it's not universal. It is what works best for you, because what works for you may not work for me. So we don't do a pre-completed book prep. We work with you on what is going to help you pass this test. How are you going to get to those terms quicker? How are you going to tab your book to where if you need to get to a particular term, you can flip to it quickly and have that time savings? The resume ready portion is going to be our guidance on how to appropriately format your resume to get those employers looking at it, because we have found in our experience that with resumes, one of two things happens. It either is sent through an electronic format where they literally are pulling out exactly what they need for that job, or the employer or hiring manager is going to skim over it for the high level. So we want to make sure that you are prepared with the most important things highlighted, like, emphasized, so they see the things that are needed for that job and to hopefully increase your chances. We will also cover interviewing and other resume / job ready information. All of that is included in your price for the 20-week program. That is not an extra charge. Then we have our 16-week program. So now we're still on live classes right now. So if you do the 16-week program, you will schedule your time with Rebecca. And the difference between the 16-week and the 20-week, besides obviously a 4-week time frame, is that instead of covering an in-depth anatomy and physiology class, we are going to be doing an overview of anatomy and physiology. So what that means is we would expect that you have some knowledge of anatomy and physiology prior to starting that class. So you could have taken it elsewhere. You could have gotten an anatomy book from, say, Elsevier Publishing has a amazing anatomy book that we can recommend to you for you to self-study through anatomy and physiology. And then there are other ways to obtain that knowledge elsewhere. But then when you start our program, we're going to give you a brief overview of looking at what you already know versus what we feel you need to know to pass this test. The complete CPC course still included. You get every single bit of what you would get in the 20-week class. And you get the weekly coaching session. Every single course we offer is going to include coaching. We feel, based on our experience and how we put these programs together, that overall, when we are coaching other people from other programs, this is the thing that's missing. People want more help. They want someone to reach out to. They want to have that one-on-one experience where they can get their questions answered. So you're still getting that weekly coaching session. So with the 16-week course, same process. You meet with Rebecca once a week to be taught. You complete your weekly assignments, and then you schedule your weekly coaching session to get those questions answered. Hello, Paula. So glad to have you today. We have already begun, but we did record this, so you will be able to catch up if you want to catch up on what you've missed so far. Again, this is for the live class. So the only difference, like I said, is that you have an overview of anatomy versus an in-depth, and then the book prep and the resume ready is not included in the cost of the 16-week. Now, if you still want that, that could be an additional offering separate from the cost of the 16-week class. And we can always discuss that in your weekly coaching sessions with us. Now, the on-demand version is not available yet. It is coming soon. It's in the progress. We are in progress of recording those currently. So what I'm going to be your primary contact for on-demand, whereas Rebecca is your primary contact for live classes. So with on-demand, this is your self-paced program. So the program itself is pre-recorded weekly sessions by me. Then you're going to have, you're still going to have your manual, you're still going to have your workbook, and you're still going to have your weekly assignments that are assigned and due by the time you meet with me for your weekly coaching session. So you still get a live one-on-one coaching session to get your questions answered. The only difference is I'm not going to meet with you for that live teaching session every week. I have pre-recorded that session for you to watch it on your own time. So the biggest benefit to the live sessions are that if you're that person that really needs that interactivity with your teacher, you might want to look at the live sessions. If you're that person that is super bogged down by everything else that's going on in life, which we all have that kind of stuff here and there, right? and you really need it to be on your own time where you can watch it at 3 a.m. if you want to, then maybe you want to look at the on-demand session, but don't forget that you still get interactivity with your teacher. So with on-demand, you're still going to see me every week. I'm just not going to be teaching you. I'm going to be coaching you. Okay. So that's the main differences in the two. And Rebecca will be going over the differences in pricing here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and pause on this slide. Does anybody want to come off mute and ask their questions? If you don't feel comfortable coming off mute, you can drop them in the chat and I will monitor the chat. We'll give it just a minute for you all to open up if there's any questions at this point. If not, we'll move on to the next slide. If there's no questions, that means that I'm doing a great job at explaining this.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see
Or
what we
there
got in the
is
chat.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say, Rebecca?
I was going to say there's a question in the chat.
Oh, yeah, great. So, Diane, are there extensions available? So, we do not have built-in extensions, but we are very flexible. Okay. Stay in contact with your teacher. If you're doing live, you need to stay in contact with Rebecca. If you are doing on demand, you need to stay in contact with me. If there is something that comes up in your life, which we all know does, you have a death of a family member, a sick family member, or you have to have surgery, or I don't know, any other something that comes up, you just need to be in touch with us. We need to have sufficient notice if possible, and we can work with you. Okay. At this time, we don't have like, I know that other places may offer like a paid extension. We haven't really gotten into the details of that yet. I think that's something we could take away, Rebecca, if you want to make note of that. But ultimately, just be very good at communicating with your teacher. Okay. So hopefully that explains it. If you need additional detail, please drop it in the chat, or we can talk offline if you want to email us directly. Okay. So looks like we're pretty good for right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next slide. But don't forget, if you think of something else, even if it's from this slide, feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll catch up with it the next pause. You're welcome, Diane. I appreciate your question. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what are the other courses that we offer. So it's not just about the CPC course here. We have many other ways for you to learn. Okay, so our second option is the 4-week mini course. So let's just say you took the CPC course elsewhere 6 months ago, last year, whatever, or even you just finished it and you don't feel appropriately educated. We don't know, right? But you want to take a CPC refresher. Let's say you've already passed the CPC and you didn't get a job immediately, and now you got a job and you feel like, man, my head hasn't been in those books in 6 weeks or something. I need to be prepared to start this job. You can sign up for the 4-week CPC refresher, and that's going to just be a 4-week mini overview. We're just going to hit the high level points. Okay. Do you understand how to find your CPT codes and assign them? Do you understand how to find your ICD-10 codes and assign them? Do you understand bundling requirements? Do you understand how modifiers are applicable? Those type of things. We are not going to be going through it at an in-depth look as we would with the 16 or the 20-week course. This is really just to either get you ready for that job or to refresh your memory from taking that previous course, or in some cases, you didn't feel prepared at all from your previous course and you need to be prepared to take that test. Doesn't matter your situation, but we do offer that if you need it. And then we offer specialty reviews. So some of these, I mean, AAPC offers all of these as a full course, but these are meant as a prepare you for that test. Okay. So the CCC, if you're unfamiliar, is the Certified Cardiology Coder. I'm the one that does that particular one. So you would be with me directly for it. CPMA, we both hold the CPMA, so you can sign up with either one of us. The CASCC and the CANPC are both Rebecca's, so you would be with her. And then the CEMC, you would be with me. So these are all just review classes to prepare you for that test. The boot camps, we offer a boot camp for every certification we hold except for CRC. I hold the CRC, but I'm not offering a boot camp on it. But I do have a person that I can refer you to. I don't work in CRC or HCC coding on a daily basis, but the person that we have partnered with, that is her bread and butter, and I would be glad to refer you to her if that's what you're looking for. The boot camps are a 4-hour, 1-day session boot camp. Okay. So, those are, depending on the one you take, that is a very, like consolidated view on that prep. So instead of being like a 4-week refresher, this is going to be a very, very detailed, down to the point, what do you need to do to pass this test? So instead of being a little bit more detailed as far as broken down, this is going to be to the point. This is what you need. Be prepared, and then immediately be able to take that test. That's what the boot camps are meant to be. Now, remember, you can take any mini course and you can take any boot camp if you just want to learn about it. You don't have to be signed up to take an exam. Let's just say you're in that area, you're in cardiology, but you're not wanting to get your certification for your CCC, but you just want to learn more about cardiology. Or if you want to learn more about anesthesiology or pain medicine or surgery centers or whatever it is, but you don't want to get your certification, you can take any of these mini courses or boot camps. It doesn't mean you have to be studying for your exam. It just means they're geared towards people that are typically planning to take their exam. So it isn't going to change the information. It's what you do with it. Right? Okay. Then we're going to also offer a ICD-10 and a CPT HCPCS boot camp. So basically this is still a 4-hour boot camp, but let's say you struggle with ICD-10 coding and you just really want a more in-depth knowledge of like some of the bigger ones like sepsis or HIV or like chronic care management for congestive heart failure, hypertension, diabetes, that type of thing. It's really going to be a high level. How do you find these codes and what's the order of appending them on a claim, right? Because there may be a code first, code also, includes, excludes, et cetera, et cetera. CPT and HCPCS for the modifier review is exactly what it says. We're going to be talking about evaluation and management modifiers, HCPCS code modifiers, and CPT surgical modifiers. The CPT surgical review is going to be talking about those broader surgeries. So we may have a few in different body systems, different areas that may be more difficult for some people because they don't do them all the time. Right. And then we still offer individual coaching sessions. We've offered these from the beginning. I've been doing coaching sessions for almost 2 years now. Rebecca's done coaching in different areas as well. So we offer a 30-minute one-on-one coaching session, and this is really meant for let's get a couple questions answered, but not, an in-depth coaching. If you want a more in-depth coaching, I suggest that you book the 60-minute one-on-ones. And we have people that book blocks of time. You don't have to just book 1 hour. You could book 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever, depending on what your need is. Okay. So even if you were taking a course from another company and you need that coaching that's not being offered to you with that other program, you can just book us for coaching only. You do not have to be in one of our sessions, one of our courses to get one-on-one coaching. You can do that on your own at any time by just booking the individual coaching sessions. And then we also are currently offering a free consultation. So let's say you haven't made your mind up yet. You're not sure if you're ready to dive into the CPC or any other certification that we hold. Book that free consultation. That is 30 minutes of, it'll be with Rebecca, 30 minutes of getting your questions answered. What do you want to know? What are your burning questions? Why do you want to do it? And how can we help you achieve your goals? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause there. Do we have any questions from the previous slide or the current slide that you've come up with while I was discussing this one? And again, feel free to come off mute if you feel comfortable, or you can drop your questions in the chat. Y'all are quiet.
Mm-hmm.
This time is for you. We want to be here to answer anything that we can. And if I'm just doing a great job, thank you. I hope I'm doing a great job. But ultimately, we want to make sure you leave today's session feeling ready to take that next step.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'll go ahead and move on. There will be additional time for you to answer questions throughout the presentation. Okay, so I'm going to pass this to Rebecca to discuss pricing.
Okay. Thank you very much. And you have done a wonderful job. And hopefully, like Kristen mentioned, if any of you have questions, please, if you don't want to do it here, you're welcome to reach out to us. I'm going to touch on the pricing that we have, and all of this information is also available on our website. We can type it in the chat box, and also there's a QR code, and we have that information throughout. But it is www.thecodingcornermce.com. So you will find this there as well. For the 20-week live course, and that's the one with me, is $1,800 for the 20 weeks. The on-demand that we are working on to offer with Kristen will be $1,600, and this is for the whole course. This is payment for the whole course. The 16-week, as you remember, is the one without the detailed anatomy and physiology. This is just the overview one. The live price is $1,600, and the on-demand with Kristen will be $1,400. And the 4-week courses, the mini courses that she talked about and mentioned, those are $399 for the 4 weeks mini course. The boot camps are $99, and the coaching sessions we offer, the 30 minutes are $40 for 30 minutes and $75 for 60 minutes. Again, all this information is on our website. We have the QR code, the email. Thank you, Kristen, for putting that in the chat box. You can email us directly. Also, I just wanted to mention that we are able to do local payment plans and payment options, but it's individually crafted to each individual. So you would need to reach out to us, and we want to help you. Like Kristen said, we want to help you. We want to make this as easy as possible. Of course, you have to put in the work to learn the material and do the assignments and that sort of thing. But we want to help you all we can. And like she said, communication is the best way. If you have any question, if you need any type of advice, or if there's an issue as far as payment arrangements, just please reach out to us. Don't just give up and say, no, I can't do it. Please reach out to us, and we will be glad to try and help you all we can, because we seriously have a desire to help you receive the knowledge and education that you deserve, because we want you to be successful. It's a great career. It's great information. It's great knowledge, and we want to share that with you. And the website again is www.thecodingcornermce.com. And Kristen wrote it in the chat box as well. If you can look back on the chat and you'll see it, you can highlight it, copy it, and paste it in your browser.
You ready for the next slide?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we're going to talk about some services that we have coming soon, and that is auditing and consulting services.
I believe you already answered it, but I did see another comment for the website in the chat, and we have the QR code coming up on a slide here in just a minute as well.
Okay. We are also going to be rolling out services for auditing and consulting. And just to give you some basic information, because we are working on this area of services, the auditing services we will provide, we are going to offer per chart, batch charts, and ongoing reviews. We will cover E&M services, diagnostic services like labs and radiology, and surgical services with the encounters. The consulting that we plan to offer will be group meetings with the practice education sessions, and ongoing packages we will offer as well. We want to provide services that will help providers or practices to make sure they're doing everything ethically and legally, coding wise, as well as getting the dollar amounts that they deserve for the work they do. And we will offer several options on what we have available to try to tailor that to each practice.
Okay, so we didn't get a lot of questions in today's session, so we are a little bit shorter than what we had initially planned. But this is an open forum, everyone. So if you still have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or you can come on the live, off mute and ask your question. But we do have the email at the bottom here, and all you have to do is scan that QR code. It takes you directly to our website. We have the live course options at the top of the page. It says explore live courses. You can just click that link. It takes you directly to all of the options that we covered for the live courses. Remember that we are working on the on-demand currently. It will be up soon. And then all of our contact information is there. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will see the booking for individual coaching sessions, and you can pick whether you want to meet directly with myself or with Rebecca. So either one is fine. Remember that we both hold a few different credentials. So if there is a specific area that you're wanting, you can focus on which person holds the credential in which you are wanting to pursue. So we hope everybody enjoyed today's session. If you, of course, yes, Rebecca, go ahead.
Now, I said thank you all for being here, and we appreciate you spending some time with us. Time is precious, we know, and we appreciate you being here and giving us your time.
But if you are watching this session on YouTube, or if you found it through one of our other social media platforms, feel free to email us directly at the Coding Corner mce@gmail.com, and we would be glad to set up a free consultation with you to answer any of your questions one-on-one. And I did see something pop up in the chat, so I'm just going to check this out real quick. You are so welcome. We really hope this was helpful. And just keep in mind, if you're not on the Coding Corner Facebook page, or the Coding Corner LinkedIn page, you can come over there and jump on both of those. We share a lot of other motivational stuff, CEUs, job opportunities, all kinds of good information over there. And we also have the Coding Corner YouTube page. We have a lot of great information already there, and we are consistently adding new videos. So definitely make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified every time that we upload new videos. So thank you again from both myself and Rebecca for attending today's session or watching it on the recorded session. And we hope you all have a great day, and we hope to talk to you again soon.